Admitted liar Alec Murdaugh spent another 6 hours on the stand in his own double murder trial today. The disgraced former lawyer and accused killer used that time to test his own theory about what happened to his wife Maggie and son Paul. It relates back to a 2019 alleged drunk driving boat accident. It crashed and killed a 19-year-old on board. Joining me now are criminal defense attorneys Brian Claypool. I want to get all of your reaction to this question, which is, I'll start with you first, Brian. What is the most damning evidence that you've heard against Murdaugh in this trial?
Yeah, I got 3 words for it, Sean. Consciousness of guilt.
Yeah.
I mean, Murdaugh lied about the most material fact in the case. He told law enforcement in 2 interviews, I was at home on June 7th on the evening of the murders. I dozed off, fell asleep. And then through this videotape, this Snapchat video that Paul took, he actually is at the kennel. So he's lied about that. And then what he does is he goes into court and then he talks about all these other theories. Why is that important? Because it is devoid of human heart and human emotion. I mean, his testimony, Sean, was coming from a lawyer, not a grieving father and a grieving husband. And I think that is just going to be devastating for him. And the prosecutor, Sean, over 25 times, I was counting today, he kept using the word, you lied, this lie. When did you determine you were going to lie? The jury hears this ad nauseum. It's close to closing argument. This time frame now, you've only got a few minutes for him to leave and for somebody to come and kill them. I mean, it's devastating for his defense.
Is it possible? Because I was a DA for 10 years, spent a lot of time in a courtroom, and even when last time I was in was 12, 13 years ago. Even then, everyone watched FBI crime files, and they want to see DNA evidence and fingerprints. They think you're going to get in these cases what they see on TV, which we all know you don't. But can that come into play in this case, or not really, Brian?
Yeah, Sean, that's a great point, and I think that's why there is a potential for a hung jury. There's no way Murdaugh is ever going to be acquitted. But you might have 1 or 2 jurors on the stand that are going to go back and deliberate and say, hey, wait a minute, we don't have the weapons. We have a very little gunshot residue, and an expert said that gunshot residue could have come from a year ago, and there's very little blood on Murdaugh. So you combine those 3 lack of forensic tangible evidence, and you could potentially get 1 juror to hang this case. But look, at the end of the day, you can prove a fact through inference. You can prove a fact through indirect evidence. So, you know, I think there's a larger chance he gets convicted than a hung jury.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Okay, thank you for joining me, and thanks for your insights. Appreciate it.